Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're doing some NSX updates. So this car, for the 15 years I've owned it, has had periodic issues with the Bose audio system. It's a known issue with the speakers, the head unit, or the amplifier, or a combination of all three. And lately, the only sound I've been getting from that head unit was crackling and just pops and bangs, and it was obnoxious to even turn on. So anyway, I found a guy who has been in the refurbishment industry of electronics for many years. Daryl from Willman's Electronics. He's based in Dallas area, Texas, and I mailed him. I had Blueprint JDM shop over here in Mesa, Arizona, take the head unit out a couple months ago. I sent it to Dallas to be completely overhauled, and so this now is going to get reinstalled today. And sorry for the aircraft flying overhead. I'm next to the airport out here, but right now you can see the dash is gutted. This has been how it's looked for the last couple months, and that's all going to change here. Where are you at? Anyway, the cool thing about this upgrade is, while the unit looks factory original in appearance, it actually has completely modern internals. So the guts were basically gutted, and now the tape door, I believe, yeah, the tape door is sealed shut. So I won't be playing any cassettes anytime soon, but it does have basically Kenwood modern day electronics inside, including remote control operation, Bluetooth, and all of that. So I'm curious to see how this is all going to come together. I like that it's going to have a factory look to it, but keep some advanced connectivity. And huge shout out to these guys at Blueprint JDM. This was a newer shop for me anyway. They specialize in all things JDM, and the lead tech here moved over from Science of Speed, which is a known resource in the NSX and S2000 community for a couple decades now, maybe 2.5 even. And so wouldn't trust anybody else with this car. I'm super pleased to get it upgraded, and let's see how it goes today. Here's a look at how things change as far as the functionality of the actual buttons. So it looks like he was able to repurpose the existing buttons and knobs for new functions. These are the install instructions here, and the unit that he used as a donor for this was the KMM BT732HD. What I liked about it, and I saw some websites about this in advance, so I was researching it, is that even the display output is a sort of dark orange or red color like the factory head unit output was. So one more thing that adds to the OEM look.
Yeah, there's a black sword that we did, and anyways, he likes this body style.
Oh, by the way, I just realized this. That's my car. Acura borrowed it for the Austin, Texas photo shoot with the Type S back in 2021 at Circuit of the Americas racetrack. They picked it up in an enclosed trailer, took it down there. So that car is sitting right there. It was kind of fun to be part of that. The backstory was Acura's actual Formula Red 91 NSX was stuck in the Peterson Museum at the time, and they needed a bone stock car. So I got a phone call from Andrew from Acura PR, and they picked up the car. So fun to be part of that. These guys work on some awesome stuff. We are all wrapped up here. I'm gonna go play around with this thing and see what the functionality is like. But huge thanks to Jeff for getting that thrown in real quick. So here's the end product, and one thing that I noticed right off the bat, check out the display. So this is all new stuff, even though this looks like the factory coloring and everything. One thing I noticed is that the volume knob actually spins without leaving the verbiage, the lettering there upright. This used to be just the external perimeter that would spin. I'm gonna play around with this. I had him run, there were a couple options for aux input or USB, so he offered to drill a hole into my console to run it through here, but I decided not to modify the car that way. Unfortunately, he did tell me I'm no longer able to play my Top Gun motion picture soundtrack, which sucks. But anyway, so I had him route this USB just over on the passenger side, so I can roll it up or tuck it away and it will be out of sight. Obviously, this console itself needs some love. It's been taken out a couple times. These are known for a little bit of warping here, and obviously this one, it's not supposed to have these two cracks here. It's been broken, flexed a little bit, and then the shift knob has some stitching out of whack there. So 34-year-old car that has 124,000 miles on it, so it's got some cosmetic wear, but I do love this thing. This December will be 15 years I've owned this NSX, and it's been a brilliant ownership experience. I got it. Easy peasy. So some of these buttons are obviously modified with functions. So to get the phone paired with Bluetooth, all I had to do was open it on my phone as a recognizable device, acknowledge here with the volume button pushing down, and now it's paired to my Pandora, and I have music in this car for the first time in I'm afraid to guess, maybe even a couple years since it's been consistent. Awesome. Now that I'm back in the garage, you can get a better appreciation for how well this unit matches. You can see the font here is identical in color to the factory display for the climate control, as well as at nighttime you'll see the gauges are all the same tone. So I am absolutely thrilled with this. Having modern sound in this car is a big deal. I honestly haven't driven this car a ton in recent years. My goal this year is to put a few more miles on it. I don't think I'll make it to NSX Expo in Orlando. That's a bit of a stretch time off wise, but for some local or regional adventures and car shows, this car definitely will get some use. So huge thanks to Willman's Electronics for hooking me up with this cool upgrade, and to Blueprint JDM for the removal and the install. We'll talk to you next time.